Okay, so here's our second instructional video, just in case I can't access this when we're at Woodstock, and maybe I don't want to show you right up there, and I can show you here. So this is the ECRA group. This is the group that our district has hired basically to help us determine areas for growth for our students and how each of our students has grown from one SAT suite to the next, from 8th grade to the end of junior year. So here's, if you click on that link that I put on the website, this is where it'll take you. You have to have access from a district administrator in order to get on this. Right now I have access and all the divisionals do, but I'm aiming for in this to have students or have participants in the lunch and learns get access as well. So when you get to this, you get strategic dashboard, school improvement, or document library. There's a bunch of different things you can look at. We're going to go into school improvement, and we're going to look first at growth. This is one of the things that's pretty interesting. So we've got you can choose whatever test you want. There's the grade 9. This is spring PSAT. Here's mathematics. There's ELA. Again, I'm concerned with ELA, and I'm going to be looking at the SAT. So we're at 18-19, grade 11, spring SAT or fall PSAT. I'm going to look at the spring SAT, and if you come over here, you'll see that our growth here, not that great. But we're going to go over here to this chart and click on this area here, and this is going to show you the chart that indicates our growth. Now, each of these little dots on the chart represent students in our building, and I don't want you to see their names, but if you clicked on them as a teacher or even just held your arrow over it, you'd be able to see the names of students that are represented by each individual dot. In some cases, there are 2 or 3 students that are indicated by one single dot. The idea in this ECRA, school improvement idea, is that this right here is referred to as the river of improvement. It's basically taking student scores where they are projected to score and where they actually score and puts them on this chart that shows their achievement score, the propensity, basically how they are predicted to do and how they do in relationship to all of their previous tests that they've taken in the SAT suite of assessments. So these are all the students in District 156 on their English Language Arts, the evidence-based reading and writing growth chart. And you want students to fall in the river in between these 2 blue lines, which is where they are projected to score and where they're projected to grow, or above the river. These dots up here indicate students who were far above their projected growth. So something happened there. These students down here are all students that are represented by they're below their projected growth. Whether their scores are high, as in this dot way up here, they're still below what they projected to have scored. Or their scores are very low, as represented by this dot right here, which is a student that had our lowest SAT score. This is the score right here in ELA. And you can see that this student right here was also projected to score much higher, or they'd be up in the river. Okay, so let's take a look. You can sort this by building, and you can see what happens when we see what my homeschool, McHenry East Campus, kind of changes. Now the dots that are grayed out, those were all West Campus students. And as you can see, that high student that we talked about and that low student we talked about are both East Campus students. You can kind of see where things are going. You can also sort by gender. So now I have East Campus females. Let's see how they did in comparison to the general population. And you can see that now we've taken out more scores of students that are, quote, below the river. But the idea, you can also check for income, and then the district has different custom groups. Like this is ZAPS training. Students who actually went through the ZAPS training. You can submit your filters, and you can see that the female students who took the ZAPS training like 99% of them. Just this one student is just a little bit below where they were projected to score, but most of them were above. I'm going to take out the female. I'm going to see all students who completed the ZAPS SAT skills training. And you can see, again, we still have just 2 students who scored below what they were projected to score. Everyone else scored as they were projected or higher than projected, the students who went through that training. We're going to take out building. So we're going to have all students in the whole district, and you can kind of see that. So if I were to click on each student here, it would take me to a listing of skills that student needed to improve on based on the SAT subscores and how they might be able to grow to meet the next level of growth. And in this case, there is no next level of growth because it's juniors, but it gives you an understanding of where kids sort of fell. All right, so that's the other training tool that I will use in the Lunch and Learn to get people to analyze data. It is the technology that will allow us to make some goals for moving students up. This one would be a differentiated goal for administrators and classroom teachers who are participants, where they'd have to come up with goals for specific students within their classrooms or for like a specific grouping of students to kind of get them to reach a higher level of SAT, like where they're projected to fall. All right, thank you very much.